fueling fears of a potential government shutdown. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill have until this weekend to reach a deal. This would keep federal agencies funded and millions of Americans from seeing a pause on their paychecks.
Yeah, it would certainly have a huge impact because that does include members of our military. Fierce infighting among House Republicans seems to have created a stalemate. ABC's Faith Abube is in Washington with the latest.
This morning, a potential crisis on the horizon as the nation moves uncomfortably close to a potential government shutdown. House Republicans in disarray, so far unable to reach a deal to fund the federal government while the clock ticks towards a September 30th deadline.
The country is headed for a shutdown and everyone should prepare as such.
Republican hardliners like Florida Representative Matt Gaetz calling for deep spending cuts and stricter border policies. They also want to cut funding for the war in Ukraine, both of which are a non-starter for President Biden, congressional Democrats, and even some Senate Republicans. But even as a devastating shutdown appears imminent, some House Republicans rejecting Speaker Kevin McCarthy's pitch for a short-term funding bill called a continuing resolution which would temporarily keep the lights on.
Is that something that you would support?
No, ma'am.
A government shutdown this weekend would be one of the largest shutdowns in U.S. history. The White House says it would force millions of government workers, including military troops and law enforcement agents, to work without pay. Funding for disaster relief would be in jeopardy, and 10,000 children would lose access to Head Start.
Funding the government is one of those basic responsibilities of Congress. And it's time for Republicans to start doing the job America elected them to do.
I just believe if you're not funding the troops and you're not funding the border, it's pretty difficult to think that you're going to win in a shutdown.
In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
And even though it's Republican infighting that is seemingly holding up a deal to avert a shutdown, a new ABC News Washington Post poll shows more Americans are pointing to Democrats and President Biden as the reason for the crisis.